7,000 meters. Andrew Acosta of the freshman at Oregon, you can see him there, should be a major factor in this race. Michael Coe, the freshman at Cal. Let's take a look back at last year's California State Meet and these two hooking up there.
It was the most anticipated race of the entire year in California. Acosta just blew by Coe with 100 meters to go. Coe ended up being a junior, U.S. junior champion, and Acosta ran 4:04.92. And now these two, as freshmen, will be racing against each other, and it should be a dynamic race. And here's Michael Coe. Acosta and Coe probably seen enough of each other already, Dwight.
And Cal with 3 finalists here in that resurgent middle distance program of Tony Sandoval at Cal. Here's the field of 12 as they line up. 3 Oregon Ducks, 2 from Stanford. And after what happened in that women's 1,500 meters, you never know what Peter Tagan might have up his sleeve here as well.
Well, the Stanford, Russell Brown and Garrett Heath both looked very, very good in the heats yesterday. Brown came back and ran the 800. I also want to point out David Torrance of Cal broke a 50-year-old school record in the mile, and that was Don Bowden's record, which Bowden was the first to break 4 minutes in the mile in the U.S., and that was the Cal school record for 50 years. For 50 years until Torrance broke it. And right now, Dwight, the Stanford runners should push the pace like they did before. Russell Brown immediately going to the lead, and Garrett Heath tucking in right behind him.
Just a note on that Don Bowden record. Of course, now the metric sport, the track and field, is running 1,500 so often. Mileage rarely run. So for him to get that record, a great, great thing for history.
And Torrance is tucked in right in second place there, right behind Russell Brown and ahead of Brown's teammate, Garrett Heath. Garrett's brother won the U.S. Junior Cross Country Championship in a stunning upset, and his parents are here in the stands today.
61 and change, an honest pace for the first lap.
Not too bad. Look at how smooth Torrance looks back there. Just waiting, biding his time in second. And then Mark Matuzak of Cal in third. And then the other Cal runner that we, of course, mentioned, Coe, a little bit further in the pack. It's almost like a Tony Sandoval is the coach of Cal, and Peter Teagan, the coach of Stanford, and Jim Lanana, the coach of Oregon. You have 3 of the top middle distance coaches in the country. This is going to be one heck of a strategic battle. Very hard to pick from any of them.
And this pack is still pretty bunched up as we come down to 2 laps remaining. It is Russell Brown, David Torrance, and then Kenny Frank of Arizona.
And then Acosta moves out on the outside. In the heats, Acosta also did a lot of running from the outside. He would also be better served if that pace was picked up a little bit, because his kicking prowess is not all that good.
And they slowed it down significantly in that second lap, coming through in about 2:07. So the race did turn tactical just as we expected it would.
2:06.1, and Brown, by virtue of the fact that he's going to come back and double, Torrance is also going to come back and double. I think they want to keep the pace relatively slow, but neither of those two guys are really great kickers. I think this race is wide open right now.
Russell Brown, the senior from Stanford, continuing to control the pace, and you can see that pretty much everyone in this field of 12 very much in this particular contest.
Also for Oregon, it's very important that Mike McGrath, who we haven't talked much about, and Acosta score well, because Oregon's been surging in the team championship competition. So we're coming up with 1 lap to go. Brown's still controlling this race from the front.
And there is the bell signifying the last lap, and anything can happen. Watch for moves to be made down this final backstretch.
It's rare to see this many people this far into the race who have a chance to win this thing, Dwight.
Well, you can see leg turnover in the middle of the pack starting to crank up. Russell Brown continuing to lead over A.J. Acosta.
Torrance moving up now on the inside, and he looks very, very good.
And that's a freshman mistake, Acosta allowing that to happen on the inside. Now 200 meters to go, and the race still very much up in the air. Russell Brown now has it all out.
Wow, he's looking great. Mark Matuzak going with Torrance, and then on the outside, the other Stanford 1,500-meter runner, Garrett Heath, coming on. Wow, after 1, 2, 3 in the women's 1, 2 for Stanford. Mike McGrath of Oregon trying to find some space on the outside as well.
Brown continuing to lead it. He has led from the gun, and he will win it. It is going to be David Torrance breaking up the 1-2 sweep of Stanford, but still 16 points for the Cardinal. Some home cooking working well in both the men's and women's 1,500 meters here at the Pac-10 conference meet. David Torrance managing, the junior from Cal, managing to break up that sweep.
Wow, you know, Stanford had shown nothing at all this year, Dwight, with any of their middle distance runners. And look at, they were going into lane 4 over here. Torrance driving, trying to catch Brown. And then on the outside, you see Garrett Heath, his head down, his fist clenched. What a terrific finish. Brown looked great. He's going to be ready to run the 800. And then you see A.J. Acosta, or Mike McGrath in 4th, and Acosta in 5th. Some team points for Oregon.
So the unofficial time, 3:46.89. It's not about the time, it's about the competition, and Russell Brown wins it. Wire to wire in the 1,500 meters. We'll be back with more.